This season, the Bunce family are taking the ultimate risk.
There's no investors, there's no third party.
We're paying for it ourselves.
We have to find some good trade.
The stakes are high.
Joshua!
And every decision is their own.
Time and money is everything. That's how important it is.
Hit it!
Rush, move.
It's all or nothing.
If we don't mine this year, we have no next year.
Jade Fever, streaming now on Outdoor.
First and exclusive.
Have you met them yet?
Met who?
Hello?
You guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on?
You don't know what side they're fighting for.
3 hostiles heading your way.
Do not move.
It could be really hot. It would change, like, everything.
Good Lord.
Get in, loser.
First and exclusive. All new on Saturdays.
Emma, you're in the Shire at the moment, but you're a Wollongong girl. You start playing at 16 and then...
That's the legacy that we continue here today. That was my initiation to state footy and...
Look at it go!
You've had such an incredible journey. It's been so fun to watch. I know you've still got plenty to offer.
The Tvwan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Good evening. This is TV1 News. I'm Maricela Kelaton.
And I'm Rex Lita.
In this edition, Pope Francis continues journey to Dili. Classroom topples into Boombu River. And Hunters book first preliminary finals. Head of the Catholic Church and Sovereign of the Vatican State, Pope Francis today departed Papua New Guinea from Port Moresby after a 4-day visit. Pope Francis is on a 4-nation trip through Southeast Asia and Oceania. He is the second Pope to visit Papua New Guinea. 4 countries in less than 2 weeks, Pope Francis visited Indonesia before arriving in Papua New Guinea on the 6th of September. His journey continues on to Timor-Leste and Singapore as his visits marks his 45th apostolic journey abroad. The Pope was bid farewell by Prime Minister James Marape, Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso, Acting Chief of the Papua New Guinea Defence Force Commodore Philip Polewara, Foreign Affairs Minister Justin Chachenko, Chief Secretary of State Ivan Pomaliu, and Cardinal Sir John Ribat, amongst others present to see the Pope off. The Pope's departure marked the end of the second leg of his 4-nation 12-day journey through Southeast Asia and Oceania. The trip is said to be the longest and most challenging trip of Pope Francis' 11-year papacy. Pope Francis, in his last official activity, met with young people from all over Papua New Guinea who gathered at Sejonggai Stadium this morning. A gathering of more than an estimated 10,000 people made up of the Catholic faithful from about 20 Catholic dioceses and students from Catholic-run schools in Port Moresby. Pope Francis, in his final engagement of his 4-day Papua New Guinea visit before his departure, encouraged young Papua New Guineans to choose harmony. The Pope encouraged the youth to practice the language of love and service. The Pope could be seen setting aside his prepared speech and engaged in a back-and-forth dialogue with those present.
Non siamo Superman. We are not Superman. Noi possiamo sbagliare. We can make mistakes. E questo ci dà anche una certezza che dobbiamo sempre correggersi.
Following a colorful welcome dance by a group of young people dressed in traditional attire, Bishop John Bosco Auram of the Diocese of Kimbe greeted the Pope and highlighted major challenges facing Papua New Guinean youth.
Our young people face deep-seated challenges such as living Christian values within the family and society, limited opportunities for growth and development, the strong influence of modern life, various frustrations stemming from unfulfilled expectations of society.
A number of young people then came forward and addressed the Pope. The first testimony came from Patricia Herrick-Nen Kopok, followed by Ryan Vulum and Bernadette Tumoni.
The pull of the secular world and the many competing values and religious beliefs put pressure on our Catholic faith and morals. We, however, individually and collectively challenge ourselves to continue to be a light and our voice for the Catholic faith in Papua New Guinea.
We, the youth here in Papua New Guinea, face many problems that affect our daily lives. I could name so many, but the difficulty I wish to speak about is one which a majority of young people, both those here today and those across the country, experience broken families or families who have high expectations of them.
Some of our struggles are caused by young people, but we do not know how to face them and their consequences.
Pope Francis, in addressing the young people, explained that he couldn't leave Papua New Guinea without meeting them because they, the young people, are our hope for the future. He noted that the country is a young country filled with young people and is called to face the future with smiles of hope. Prime Minister James Marape has expressed deep gratitude to Pope Francis on his delivery of messages of service, unity and peace to the people of Papua New Guinea. Marape's wife, Madam Rachel, joined the pontiff, his clergy and thousands of Catholic worshippers at Sejonggai Stadium before meeting him personally as head of Vatican State.
Despite not meeting His Holiness Pope Francis at the scheduled time allocated, Prime Minister James Marape and wife met with the pontiff after Mass at Sejonggai Stadium on Sunday. The Prime Minister commended Pope Francis for his message of unity, tolerance, love and care, which our people very much needed in our land of so much diversity. The Prime Minister added that our different Christian churches may read the Bible from different perspectives, but the fundamental tenets of Christianity is the embrace of each other in love, forgiveness, respect, and humble service of each other. The Prime Minister acknowledged the Pope on his decision to continue his visit to Vanimo, considering his advanced age, adding that this is a reflective of the character of Christ in saving others. He once again acknowledged the work of the Catholic Church in PNG in nation building, pre-independence and post-independence through education, health, and various humanitarian programs and projects the Church runs in the country today. The Prime Minister was again at the Jackson's International APEC Airport today to bid the Holy Father farewell as he prepared to jet off to Dili in Timor-Leste. Freddie Moe, TV1 News.
Provincial member for West New Britain, Sasindran Mutuvel, has expressed satisfaction at being a part of the visit of the head of the Roman Catholic Church, His Holiness Pope Francis, during his meeting with government leaders over the weekend. Mutuvel said the Pope's visit brings significant blessings to the country as well as Christians all around Papua New Guinea and the Pacific.
Leaders from other Pacific Island nations, including the President of the Kingdom of Tonga and the Prime Minister of Vanuatu. Both men were accompanied by their spouses. Mutuvel said despite following a different denomination, he embraced the coming of Pope Francis to Papua New Guinea.
So me truly believe also presence belong by bring him some blessing lo Papua New Guinea. So plenty faithful semi stop na allotu na behind him also word belong na meditate lo faith belong all. So me strongly believe also arrival belong bring him good blessing come inside lo country below me. Na me look forward me got strong faith na believe also some good something by come up lo country below me peace by prevail because that's what you need him.
Mutuvel acknowledged the presence of Catholic pilgrims from West New Britain who flew over to Port Moresby to witness this significant moment in history.
In spite of all the struggle, challenges, lo piney money, lo ticket, come survive lo Port Moresby. I'll make him this time also one important, pilgrimage trip. Lo come lo Moresby, lo look him Papa Francis, Pope Francis. So this is like really blessing, and I'm truly, honored and blessed to see Pope, right in front of us. And at the same time, me too believe also. The message I'm giving him, big trapla message I'm giving. The motto talk also come with the message also lo give him lo PNG lo talking people also you pray, pray.
His Holiness Pope Francis departed Port Moresby today for Dili, Timor-Leste, to continue his apostolic journey in the region.
Alpha is now taxiing down the runway, taking Pope Francis and his delegation to Dili, East Timor.
Freddie Moe, TV1 News.
A few relatives of the Blessed Peter Torot of Rabaul Diocese arrived in Port Moresby with the hope of hearing some good news towards the canonizing of Blessed Peter Torot to be the first saint from Papua New Guinea. They were at the APEC house on Saturday morning to greet the Holy Father and gift him with shell money and a miniature statue of the Blessed Peter Torot.
The eldest grandson of Blessed Peter Torot of Rabaul Archdiocese, Peter Senat, was ready to meet Pope Francis at the APEC house Saturday morning. He was grateful for the privilege of meeting the Pope in person to offer a gift to him. Many more of Blessed Peter Torot's relatives could not be there.
President Blomipla family, one time vulnerable descendants.
bibla line staff o line long Angela Tupi and Papa Blo blessed Peter Torot all first Christians Blo Rakunay. Angelo em Karim Teresa Warpit Tatamay and parents Papa Blo Archbishop Limilo Rapaul na mi playet online Blo blessed na Gabriel Tello em last Blo. So all family atu ikam unfortunately mi Blo katay no nabgorang. So mi Blo selected as online Blo blessed mi Blo go na hendim das la gift Blo blay ko lang.
Senate said the gift contained a piece of shell money which had a mini statue of Blessed Peter Torot. He said the family is hopeful that more good will come out of the Pope's visit.
Hopefully more will come out long visit long Pope. We pray and hope that Blessed will be made a saint.
Senate said they acknowledged the prayers of all the Catholics and other Christians, the people within the Oceania region and around the world that are praying for the cause of Blessed Peter Torot to become a saint. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
Pope Francis, on his first day of visit on Saturday, 7th of September at the Caritas Technical Secondary School, met some of the less fortunate children of Port Moresby City who are under the care of different charity religious groups. The street children are managed by religious sisters and the children with special needs are by the Christian Brothers. This is an initiative and passion of Cardinal Sir John Ribat, the Archbishop of Port Moresby.
The arrival of Pope Francis into the Caritas Assembly Hall over the weekend was met with the lively choir of Caritas Technical Secondary School singing Hosanna in the Kwanwa language. Everyone in the arena was upstanding. Even the little children stood on their chairs to make sure they got a glimpse of His Holiness Pope Francis.
Jesus never closes the door, never, but invites us to enter. Jesus welcomes.
Children with special needs cared for by Kalan services and groups of children posed a couple of questions to the Pope about why they are different and why they have to live in poverty and abandonment. Sure enough, Pope Francis graciously answered the children's questions.
One of you asked me, why am I not like other people? I really only have one answer to this question, and that is, none of us is like anyone else. Because we are all unique in God's eyes. It is not only that there is hope for everyone, as has been said, but I would add that each one of us has a role and a mission in the world that no one else can fulfill. Even if it involves difficulties, carrying out our role and mission will also give us a great deal of joy in ways that are different for each person. True, we all have limitations. There are some things we are good at doing. There are things we struggle with or cannot do. This, however, should not determine our happiness, which comes instead from the love we put into whatever we do, give, and receive.
The Pope further urged the children to love and to welcome with open arms the love received from people who love them, adding that it is also the same with the Pope. He ended his speech by asking the children to pray for him as well. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
Over 60 boats of passengers started leaving the shores of Vanimo following Pope Francis' visit to the coastal town of West Sepik Province on Sunday, 8 September. Pilgrims began heading back home to Aitape, Wewak, and Medang. The large-scale departure comes as local authorities take significant steps to ensure the safe return of all who came to catch a glimpse of the Holy Father. Authorities provided updates and guidance to the departing groups, ensuring that they are aware of the best routes and any necessary safety protocols. This organized effort underscores the commitment to ensuring the safety and well-being of all visitors as they complete their journey home. Jenna Urin traveled in from Aitape with her husband and 3-year-old son. she and her young family leave the shores of Vanimo, happy and blessed to have been part of the Pope's visit to Vanimo.
Most of us have traveled in by boat, by truck, and on foot. And now most of us are returning back to our destinations where we travel far and wide to see this event. Thank you.
You're watching TV1 News. Classroom topples into Bumbu and Goroka show set for September 13th. We'll have those stories and more when we come back.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bunyamyumi.
Open hands.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young plan alapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome back. An elementary school classroom is literally hanging over the edge of the Bumbu River in Lae Morbe province. The Emmanuel Elementary School is now closed for an indefinite period after one of its classrooms fell into the Bumbu River on Saturday, September the 7th.
This year, Morbe province has suffered two incidences of heavy rains that have caused flooding, landslides, and widespread devastation. The first heavy rain that wrecked the Yellow Bridge in the Huon Gulf district was on Friday, August 23rd. The districts of Lae, Huon Gulf, Nawai, and Finchafen were hit hard, with 3 deaths reported and massive destruction to food gardens and properties. During that time, the elementary school for Kasawari Road United Church and the Lae Christian Academy found themselves perched precariously over the fast-flowing Bumbu River as it started to chip away at the riverbank. Authorities responded by diverting the river and were yet to start erosion management planning when heavy rains started on Friday, September 6th, exactly 2 weeks later. After the August 23rd deluge, the school made the decision to conduct shift teaching for its 234 students from early childhood learning to Preps 1 and 2. Senior teacher of the Emmanuel Elementary School, James Wogai, has been teaching at the school for 6 years, and never have they seen the riverbank erode in just a short span of time. With 4 classrooms teetering on the edge, the school will need to come up with a solution to cater for over 100 students who will now need a place to learn in. Fellow senior teacher Vanessa Mack said so far, Consort Express Lines has responded to their appeal and donated 2 containers to store the school's properties and to act as a makeshift office for the 8 teachers to prepare lessons for their students. Kamela Guare, TV1 News, Ley.
The school board of Kainantu Primary School in Eastern Highlands Province organized a reconciliation ceremony recently to allow the school administration, teachers and the board members to resolve certain matters. Issues were in relation to the refusal by the school administration to pay a school board member for some minor work done for the school. Kainantu District Education Manager Caroline Yaibai reminded the aggrieved parties that schools are not money-making entities. They are there to provide our children with an education. She said as a parent of the school also, the aggrieved contractor should support the school and not ask for contract work. According to the school administration, the work done was minimal, but the invoice provided was excessive. The school board reported that the disgruntled contractor destroyed school property, threatened teachers, and fought with the school headmaster. During the event, computers and furniture belonging to the school were taken. The annual Goroka show is on again this year and starts this Friday, 13 September. It will be hosted at the National Sports Institute.
The infamous Goroka show kicks off this Friday, 13 September, with the Children's Show. It will be hosted at the National Sports Institute. Deputy Provincial Administrator Michael Mogia and Peter Gaire, representing the Office of the Provincial Administrator and the Governor respectively, presented a cheque of 100,000 kina to the Goroka Show Committee Chairlady Karen Hargreaves. Already in Goroka are art and craft vendors from the coast, including the Sipik, Madang and Morobe. Simbu and Western Highlanders are flocking into Goroka town for the same reason, to sell their art. The theme of this year's show is promoting unity in diversity. This year it has attracted tourists from over 13 countries. Hargreaves said well over 1,000 tourists are expected to attend the 3-day event, which ends Sunday, 15 September. She said all hotels, motels, guest houses and lodges have been fully booked as the town prepares to welcome a significant influx of visitors. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
Regular female fish vendors of the Medan Fish Market received a 2-week seafood post-harvest training facilitated by the National Fisheries Authority, the National Fisheries College and Medan Provincial Fisheries as co-partners. The training was delivered by Barry Matua, Post-Harvest Technical Officer of the National Fisheries College in New Ireland Province. Matua taught 21 trainees.
The National Fisheries Authority and the Fisheries College usually had capacity-building workshops for industries rather than local men and women in the fisheries sector. Post-Harvest Technical Officer of the National Fisheries College in New Ireland Province, Barry Matua, taught 21 trainees.
NFA has been supporting the industry or bigka industry. For a long time, supporting bigka industry na. Only kind of less and it pay attention to us long, okay? But starting from last year, this year NFA and releasing strategic plan look no trying to build them up local fishing industry or local fisheries upskilling and so sabi ko mama was a maketa look sabi lo making fish na good safety where we concern the customer.
Provincial Fisheries Director Greg Serra informed the participants of the vast potential within the fisheries industry. He advised them that the industry is not limited to selling a day's catch and encouraged them to venture into commercialization through offshore, inshore, and onshore fish farming to expand their income capabilities. Sarah stated that the NFA strategic plan challenged provincial fisheries to develop their own plans and nurture coastal fisheries programs. This prompted the Medang provincial government to sign a Memorandum of Understanding in 2023 with the Provincial Fisheries Office to develop fisheries resources in all 6 districts of Medang Province to set the foundation for their contribution towards the major government fisheries project, the Pacific Marine Industrial Zone project. He added that trainings have been conducted in Kian, Bogia, and Serang Sumka. Other districts will follow suit.
We got plan to develop market, rebuilding can talk about the NFA, it's in the MOA, building market, town market to commercial level. So now we start doing strictly to some law of fisheries to market because we don't plan the awareness, no plan the training. Issue like you got this training, they say you were selling fish to market.
NFA's acting market manager Job May reiterated the safety and handling methods of fish selling within the market, stating that health measures must always be adhered to and what they have learnt must be practiced to show other mothers and sellers best hygiene practices.
But what do one time but still carrying Kaika what the blessing of you. You got to look at really give me putting the working with Embassy and Embassy yes. 23 budget I'm allocating all no give me money programming or now we come 24 and to thinking the administration we borrow some PSI people and make him available. So inside the month September funding long come through the PSIP but we plan launching SME program, assigning MOU and the money bank where we partner on the Mitzla program.
Participant Grace Bakarum thanked the facilitators on behalf of the trainees, saying they have been inspired by what they have learned and would see to improving the local fish market. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2563 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2488, $0.3701 Australian dollars, $0.2166 euro, and 35.01 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed lower except palm oil closed higher and copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues after these short messages. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste P&G loves. Papua New Guinea. We love a reason for a family gathering. A reason to play. A reason to ignite the flame. A reason to cook the best with the best. Flame Oil, now P&G made for P&G cooking. Flame Oil, winning taste.
Hardware House,
is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
Scale Rise brings to you some Scale Indie vibes this independence. Cashing out a total of 300,000 Kina in prize money around PNG this independence. 4 fortnightly draws, 75 fortnightly winners, 300 total Scale Rise winners, and 1,000 Kina Scale Indie prize for every Scale winner. Here's how to enter the promotion. Buy any Scale or Audio Rise product, write your full name and contact details on the back of the store receipt, drop your entry into the entry box in store. For more information, either check in store or follow us on our Scale Rise PNG page. Terms and conditions apply. Scale Rise, and buy you like it.
Welcome back. In regional news, the South Australian government has outlined its proposed new laws banning social media for young people, which could see duty of care thrust into the hands of media companies. But many questions still surround the model, which may set a precedent for other jurisdictions.
276 pages detailing the potential online future for South Australian children.
It should not be open to governments to bury their heads in the sand and pretend that social media isn't doing our children harm when we know it is.
Under a bill proposed by the state government, social media companies would have to take all reasonable steps to prevent children younger than 14 from accessing their platforms, or they could face fines in the millions of dollars.
The state should go down the path of imposing a statutory duty of care on social media service providers.
A regulator would be appointed to oversee the system and issue fines, but details around the duty of care on companies is still unclear.
Young people will have to prove in some way their age if they do want to use these social media platforms. Exactly how that's going to be done is still not clear.
And while the plan has the tick of approval from the eSafety Commissioner, others believe it won't allow children to discover the internet on their own.
Simply responding to the risks by banning it is not acknowledging the substantial benefits.
South Australia would be the first state to implement a social media ban, and while some think it should fall to the Commonwealth, other states are showing interest.
If we can progress it at a state-by-state level, then we'll look at doing that here.
We want to let kids be kids. It's so important that we take the insidious impact of social media out of their lives.
The South Australian government is yet to give a timeline for when the ban would be implemented into the state. The proposed bill will now go into public consultation.
Queensland hospitality businesses are preparing for their busiest time of year, and staffing challenges are making the task harder. The industry is calling on the federal government for more support to ensure its survival.
As the thermostat climbs, so do tourist numbers. To cope, this Gold Coast business is on the hunt for staff.
To try and take advantage of a great time of year when people are around, when they want to spend money.
Across Australia, finding skilled workers in the sector is a challenge.
Beforehand, we might put out a job ad and we get 200 plus applicants, and we might get 10 to 20 in for interviews. Now we'll put it out as vastly as we can, and we might get 2 or 3 people reach out. We might get 1 turn up for an interview.
Chefs, bakers and waiters are all on the latest skills priority list. But the industry's peak body says the federal government could be doing more to attract workers to the sector.
They can start investing in skills, and by that I mean subsidies to apprentices and trainees throughout the whole sector. This will bring and encourage people back into the sector.
This beachside cafe has employed migrant workers to keep the doors open.
They're from Chile, they're from Brazil, I've got a guy that's from the Czech Republic.
The federal government's planned cap on international workers has the industry worried.
By shortening or constricting the labour force even further just adds to the skills shortage that we have.
The international student sector makes up about 50% of the workforce in the tourism and hospitality sector. So, you know, they're bringing the people in that these businesses need to offer those amazing experiences.
An industry on the rocks.
Ukraine has claimed a major victory in its cross-border incursion into Russia, but it has been losing ground on its eastern front. Moscow has continued its march towards the strategically important town of Pokrovsk, displacing tens of thousands.
At a secret training camp in Ukraine's east, these conscript soldiers are preparing for battle.
Land-lease, good gun.
What's most striking about the group is their age. They're in their 40s and 50s. Ukraine is running out of soldiers. In some battles, they're outnumbered 4-1.
We are worried. Everyone is worried. No one knows but God what will happen to us tomorrow.
This group will deploy to the most consequential skirmish this year, the battle for Pokrovsk. Ukraine's been losing ground since it rerouted troops to invade Russia in August.
It seems to me that it would be better if we concentrated these forces completely on the defence of this direction, so as not to miss any breakthroughs or advances in this direction, and ideally to push them to the borders.
Taking the town of Pokrovsk is strategically important for Russia. That's because this road is the only one in and out of Dnipro, a key transport and logistics hub in Ukraine's industrial heartland, and a prize Vladimir Putin has tried to take since he annexed Crimea in 2014.
We will evacuate 3 people, 2 with limited mobility and the third person who walks more or less.
The advance has forced tens of thousands to flee. This evacuation crew, East SOS, enter the city each day to make sure the sick and elderly get out. As the front line approaches, the desperation grows. Laden with possessions, hundreds race to get the last train out of town.
Pain, tears, despair, but we hope for the best. God will help.
The displaced are being taken to larger cities further west, including Dnipro.
This is a place to sleep. There's silence and they feed us. Before that, I did not eat anything at all for 10 days. Every morning I opened the house and there was fog from shelling.
The residents here want to return home. They're just not sure what will be left.
This is Tvwan News. After the break, hunters make first preliminary since 2017 and PNG RFL commends finalist. Rex will bring you those stories and more.
These two are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, or maybe not.
Bing bang bing, bum bum.
After being awarded his doctorate in Australia, John travelled home to his isolated village on the Gira River to celebrate with his own people.
fact, I have been in school for a long time, and I may not know some of the aspects of the traditional customs and so on.
Port Moresby is a magnet for people from all over Papua New Guinea. It's where people with very different languages and traditions find themselves jostling for a place in the urban economy.
Why are you here? Now, leave. No one should get to see you.
You will apologize for making a dent in my car. You better pray that we don't run into each other again. You? Are you really here? How dare you hit me with a stick? I've given my heart to someone.
You're my brother as well as my sister. My problems are your problems, right? Please get me out of this problem.
Welcome back. The SPPNG Hunters will be featured in the preliminary finals of the Queensland Rugby League competition for the first time in 7 years. Last time the club made the preliminary final was in 2017, where they went on to win the competition.
The night is darkest at the dawn, but I will rise again. And the Hunters are on their way to a preliminary final.
The SPPNG Hunters are through to the next stage of finals after a strong second-half performance to topple the Sunshine Coast Falcons 24 points to 10. Following their strong win at home the week earlier to survive elimination, the Paul Iton-coached side was backed up with another huge performance in Brisbane. A try each to Brandon Nima, Judah Rimbu, Solomon Wane, Elijah Roltinga and Wallen Tauloi presented Iton's men a ticket to preliminary finals next weekend. Pocket Dynamo Judah Rimbu was yet again at his best alongside along with Sani Wabo. The center pairing of Elijah Roltinga and Robert Matthias was up to task while the forward pack did what they were assigned to do and dominate the middle. Despite the strong victory, Hunters' mainstay Joshua Lau sustained an injury in the final quarter of the match. The club will provide an update whether or not he will be available for next weekend's match. The Hunters play North Devils. This match will decide who plays in the 2024 QRL Host Plus Cup competition grand final. The Hunters and Devils last met in round 17 at the Bishop Park in Brisbane, where the Hunters won 20 points to 18. Winner in this match plays in the QRL Host Plus Cup Grand Final 2024. The Croton Hella Wigmen have once again proved they belong to the big league when they hosted Digital ExxonMobil Cup defending champions, the Engamioks, by 20 points to 12 on Sunday at the Santos National Football Stadium to book another grand final appearance. This is Wigmen's fourth grand final appearance in 6 years since 2019. Wigmen have won 2 out of the 3 grand final appearances and have set sight for one more premiership title for their faithful fans. The Croton Hella Wigmen started the 2024 Digital ExxonMobil Cup season on a slow note, but strung together some good wins towards the end of the season to come into finals calculation. They edged out the Central Dabaris, who were firming for the second consecutive finals appearance to make the finals campaign. They sneaked into the top 6 and did not waste the opportunity to bump out inconsistent East New Britain Egma Gurias in the first elimination final. Drawing inspiration from this, they kicked out the strongman from the rainy city, the Lacenix Tigers, to step into the preliminary final. The preliminary final victory against Engamioks was the test of their depth for the unlikely campaign title. However, Ian Yallow's men proved they are a genuine chance of winning the title this competition. Yallow, who took over the role mid-season, has done a great job steering the club to another grand final appearance. The rookie coach is impressed with his side's habit and performance going into the finals and looks forward to getting the boys ready for the big day. The Miox preliminary finals performance is a warning shot for the Mount Hagen Eagles. The grand final is set for 15th September at the Santos National Football Stadium, Port Moresby. PNG Rugby Football League praised the effort of the 6 teams who participated for their enthusiasm and commitment in the inaugural National Women's 7-week competition. The Santos Cup regular season ended on Saturday, 31st August, seeing the Central Dabaris finish top of the ladder.
On Sunday at the National Football Stadium in Port Moresby, the Dabaris narrowly defeated Port Moresby Vipers 10-6 in a close match, whilst the Lahanis beat Tigers 12-6. PNG RFL Chief Executive Officer Stanley Hondina congratulated the Dabaris and the Goroka Lahanis on making the Women's National League's first ever grand final set for Sunday 15 September. The PNG RFL looks forward to seeing the two teams take the field before their male counterparts battle it out for the Dili Action Mobile Cup. Hondina expressed gratitude towards the partners of the game who have invested and driven the women's game to this milestone year. He made special mention of Dili, Santos, the Australian government through the Pacific All Sports, and Kumul Mineral Holdings Limited, whose investments into women's rugby league that has seen the game evolve exponentially in the last 4 years. Hondina says the PNG RFL is excited to see the talent and the elevation of the women's games through the Santos Cup. He said the ladies have played their hearts out over the past 5 weeks of competition and commend the performances and grit through this first season. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Valley Hunters have secured their maiden grand final spot in the Pepsi Capital Rugby Union Premier Men's Division after beating Harlequins 14 points to 10 yesterday at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium. Both sides traded short for a chance to give a crack at the title, but it was the Hunters' first half performance that proved the difference in the end. After losing their major semi-final to Krema Osenko brothers the week earlier, Harlequins were determined to bounce back to give themselves another opportunity to grab a win and earn a spot for the grand final. They looked ready from the onset, delivering some strong plays to trouble the Valley Hunters, who didn't hesitate to return the favour, having played the preliminary finals for the first time for over 5 years. Frank Gagne's men stood their ground against an experienced Harleys outfit. They led 11-5 at the half-time break and returned in the second stanza of the game to put on a grandstand finish to the contest, 14 points to 10. They play the defending champions brothers in the grand final scheduled for 24th September. The Valley Hunters club management thanked everyone involved in the club throughout the season as the team focused on its preparation in the next 2 weeks ahead of their finals. The management said it was a combined effort to elevate the club. The club management and Premier Men's Playing Group expressed gratitude to its supporters, families, friends and sponsors for a good turnout to support the team. The much anticipated 45th National Softball Championships in East New Britain has been deferred to October 2024, giving all the opportunity to other centres like Lae, Madang, Mount Hagen, Kimbe and Ramu to affiliate and send teams to the Nationals. The deferral also gives co-host Kokopo and Rabaul enough time to get their fields and diamonds ready and up to playing standards.
The deferral of the National Softball Championships was announced through a media release by the PNG Baseball Softball Confederation following a thorough review by the PNG BSC interim executives. The event has been rescheduled to run between October 24 and 27. This decision has been made for the following significant reasons, including sponsorship funding, which encompasses the National Softball Championships and all the other activities related to the women's qualification matches for the mini-games in Palau is yet to be finalized. The Federation wants to maximize full participation from all centers under the banner of Bring Back Softball to give co-hosts Kokopo and Rabaul enough time to get the fields and diamonds ready and up to playing standards. Selection for the PNG national women's team to be submitted to PNG OC before December 31, 2024 and allow teams to prepare well for the championships. There are a number of key factors that must be resolved to set the new course forward for softball in the country. The PNG BSC are planning to host a corporate dinner on October 19, 2024 as a fundraiser for the championships and the women's qualifying events. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that wraps up the sports segment. Mary Sheila provides weather details.
Southern, Port Moresby and Daru mostly fine. Kerama partly cloudy with few rain showers. Alotau partly cloudy with few drizzles. And Popondata partly cloudy with chances of few showers. Momase, Ley becoming partly cloudy with few rain showers. Medan mostly fine. Wewak, some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Vanimo, cloudy with some rain showers. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, Kokopo, Rabaul, partly cloudy. Kavieng, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, mostly fine. And Buka, cloudy with chances of brief showers. Highlands, Mount Hagen, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy. Goroka, Barnes, Kundiawa, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, partly cloudy. Coral Seas, seas moderate to patches rough tonight with southeast winds of 20 to 25 knots increasing to 33 knots tonight. Solomon Sea, seas light to moderate with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots with gusts tonight over the southeast sectors. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to rough to very rough at the southern sector with southeast winds of 20 to 30 knots increasing to 40 knots over its southern sector. Pacific Ocean, seas light to moderate with east to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots increasing to 30 knots at times over the southeast sectors. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, Kerma, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samari Islands, seas 1 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2.5 meters along warning areas. Waters of Finchafan through Vitia Strait to CSC Long Islands, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters rising to 3.5 meters at times along gale warning areas. And waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters rising to 3 meters along warning areas. And that ends the news tonight. Pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our